welcome to a new video. I'm so happy to be back on here. Thank you guys for all the love so far on my channel. I really appreciate it. You guys are so amazing. I really appreciate all the love and support. It makes me really happy making this video, so I'm happy that these videos are finding a way to your hearts in some way. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Alright, on to today's video. We're going to be doing the OG YouTuber who talks about everyone's skincare routine. You guys probably already know her, Miss Susan Yara. We're going to be talking about her skincare routine today. I actually have really high hopes for this video because she's pretty much a perfectionist, so I'm really happy to not only see what her skincare routine is about, but also just to maybe learn a thing or two about skincare. So yeah, let's get into it.
Hey guys, have you ever scrolled through these videos comments and wondered who the hell is Susan Yara? It's me! And tonight I'm going to show you my nighttime skincare routine. So let's get ready for bed. So my skin type is generally dry. It's been a little bit drier than usual. It's cold outside right now, it's winter. I also just had a baby a few months ago, so that really takes a lot out of you because, especially if you like breastfeed and everything, doing my nighttime skincare routine is really important because it's the time that I get to myself, especially with 2 kids. One is a toddler, one is an actual baby. I want to make sure I'm using products that give me the most bang for my buck and that are fixing problems that you have post-pregnancy. There's really not much you can do while you're pregnant. You can't do major treatments. You can't use really strong active ingredients. So these are the things that I'm reintroducing now.
Okay, just for a start, I love that she's mentioning that, you know, she does have a baby or she just had a baby. And obviously when you have a baby, you can use certain products. For example, you can't use Retin-A or retinol products. And just certain other products that you can't use while you're pregnant just because it might, you know, interfere with your hormones, and obviously you're carrying a baby, so a lot of the things that you put into your body possibly get into your baby's bloodstream, so it's advised to stay away from certain skincare products. So I'm happy that she mentioned it. So also knowing that, you know, you do carry a baby for 9 months, so I think she's also mentioning that to let us know that her skin has been pretty much deprived of a lot of the usual for about 9 months, so it might be showing on her skin in some way. So yeah, I'm glad that she mentioned that, so that way we're kind of prepared for her skin, you know, not looking the way that it normally looks. So yeah, let's continue on.
I'm going to use my scrunchie and my headband. I always go for silk. I have silk pillows. I think silk is just really nice. It's not just nice and gentle on your skin, but it's gentle on your hair. So I'm gonna put this on first. Something oil-based is how I typically start my nighttime routine because I have makeup on, even if I'm just wearing sunscreen. So I tend to use something like this. These are the 2 balms I've been using. Green Clean by Pharmacy, and this is Clean It Zero. It's by Benilico. But today, I don't want to freak everybody out because this is something different that I've been doing, and I do it for all of you guys. I'm gonna be using this. Essentially a micellar water. It says cleansing water. It's really fancy. You guys like that? It's really, really fancy. I feel like cosmetic formulators are really having a moment right now on social media where they're really like seeing what's being put out there, all the information and stuff, and they're coming correct with it basically. They're like, no, this ingredient is fine for you. This product is fine for you. And a friend of mine who is a cosmetic formulator has been watching my videos. So she sent me this and she didn't want me to judge it whatsoever. She said I was gonna love this stuff. I could definitely use it as my first cleanse and it was gonna remove all of my makeup and be tough on my makeup, but not tough on my skin. And I've obviously been using a lot of it, so I can't wait to tell you guys what it is because I don't even know.
She has mentioned that she does have dry skin, so that's really important to just keep in mind because I would have talked about the fact that she said she normally uses an oil-based cleanser to start off her, you know, cleansing process. Just so you guys know, she does have dry skin, so that might not work for everyone. So if you have oily skin like me, or even, you know, I mean, you should be fine if you have combo skin, but if you're more on the oily side, I will not recommend using an oily cleanser just because you already have so much sebum and so much oil and grime on your face, and using an oil cleanser might not just be the best option. I would recommend something that's more water-based, like a micellar water that she's using right now. I love that she's using that today because that's more relatable just for all skin types. I also love that she mentioned that there is a revolution going on with, you know, skincare chemists and just more professionals in the industry like myself. talking about skincare. I think it's important to give people the right information and not so much from people that may not know too much about the stuff that's in the products. I think it's just a great time to be alive in the YouTube world and the skincare world, to have people that are just more knowledgeable about stuff like this. And I love that she mentioned about her friend recommending this micellar water to her. That's awesome.
I'm going to use one of those microfiber kind of cleansing towels just because it doesn't soak up too much. I feel like it's going to help just remove the makeup. So I'm going to just put a little on the edge of it, and I'm going to hold it to my eye just for a few seconds, and then I'm just going to gently wipe. The reason why I'm pressing it to my eye first is because you want it to loosen up the makeup, right? And if you're not doing that part, then you're just going to tug, and you're going to be like, this doesn't work on my skin because it doesn't actually remove my makeup. But if you just hold it there, it will. And so I'm just patting. You can see, no makeup. So remember, this is just my first cleanse. I'm not expecting this to completely remove all of my makeup and the grime from the day. I'm just, using it as my first cleanse that way my second cleanse can get the rest of it off essentially, and get this off of my skin too, because you don't want it to sit on your skin. It's like leaving a cleanser on your skin. You wouldn't just leave your cleanser on your skin. All right, so around this time I'd probably be in the shower, and this is the cleanser I would use. It's by Crave Beauty. It's their Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. This is a very nice cleanser. It's a gel consistency. It doesn't really foam up. I don't tend to like foam cleansers. There are some nice ones out there. I think I'm just kind of old school, and when I think of foam cleansers, I think of like SLS and like really strong surfactants and stuff that are gonna strip your skin. This won't strip your skin, and it will definitely cleanse everything, so this is the next step. I think a lot of people don't realize how important their cleanse is when it comes to their skincare, and this would normally, again, this would be a little bit more damp, so it would be lathering up a little bit more, but you can see that it has slips, so my fingers are gliding over my skin really easily. And I'm just making sure I'm really cleansing, because everything that you had on your skin that day, it's just not good to leave it there and go to sleep with it, because your skin is repairing itself at night. And I think of the nighttime routine. My friend Nina Desai, she's a board certified dermatologist. She said it perfectly to me. She was like, your nighttime routine is when you repair your skin, and your morning routine is when you protect your skin.
I love that she mentioned about double cleansing. So she does the micellar water, and then secondly she follows up with this cleanser, and that's awesome because I double cleanse too. I do not use an oil-based cleanser. I use the makeup wipe. I don't have a problem with makeup wipes, especially if they don't have fragrance or any ingredients in there that are kind of bothersome. I don't mind using that. And then I follow up with the cleanser as well. I use Skin Medica. If you guys want to look at that, I'll leave the link in the description box. So yeah, I love that she's mentioning that. That's really, really cool. Also, she mentioned how she doesn't like products or cleansers that have SLES or SLS, and granted, these products have been a little problematic in the market, but I think that skincare is very subjective. This is just something that works for her. If you have used SLS in the past and your skin can handle it, I think that's fine. If you feel like you have more sensitive skin, definitely a mild cleanser would be better for you. If you want to go back to my video I did about surfactants, I'll link it up here, and I'll also link it down below. Check that video out. I talk about everything about skincare, surfactants, and mild, more harsh surfactants. Just check that video out. You learn a lot more about surfactants, so that way it can guide you to sort of figure out what surfactants are good for your skin depending on your skin type. So that's really important, and cleansing is a very imperative part of skincare. I can't say it loud enough. Without cleansing, I've seen people just use a makeup wipe and then go straight into moisturizing. That's a complete no-no. Your skin throughout the day does go through a lot of things and encounter a lot of different toxins in the air, and just from you touching your skin, and it just definitely needs a great cleansing process.
Yes, clean skin should never be squeaky skin. All right, so while my skin is still damp, I'm gonna try to get this on there. It's by NuFace. It is their gel primer, and I'm gonna leave it open. I go through a ton of this when I'm using it, but I'm gonna start with one layer, and I'm gonna put it on almost like if it's a sleep mask, and I'm gonna go up my neck. I know I have my necklace on, guys, I'm sorry. I just don't really take it off. And I'm gonna use this. This is the NuFace. I've had this for almost a decade. It's not a joke, and it's something that I come back to. You wanna have your gel primer ready to go. You can use an HA serum, like and HA stands for hyaluronic acid, but I find that this is a little bit thicker, and you might get a little zing here and there if you don't have enough slip. and formula like between you and the device. But what this does is it's microcurrent, and microcurrent helps to tighten your skin. I couldn't use it while I was pregnant because it's one of those things that you can't use while pregnant. So I have it back. So what people don't think about with pregnancy is you're literally gaining a ton of weight. This last pregnancy, I gained 40 pounds, and I've lost in just a few months at least half of that. So I'm gonna start here, right at like the collarbone, and I'm gonna go up with it really slowly. You gotta make sure you have that slide. You don't wanna tug. Hold, and I can feel it. And so when you're losing weight, you lose that elasticity in your skin. And people think about that in their bodies, right? Like you lose all of that elasticity and your skin starts to hang. The same thing happens with your face and your neck. And as you get older, you start to really notice that again. And it's kind of like exercise. So you wanna make sure that you maintain it and you keep using it, because it's helping to tighten all of your muscles essentially.
All right, so this device that she's using with hyaluronic acid, I don't think it's so important, honestly. It reminds me of like a jade roller, which is a much more inexpensive option. I believe that machine is a little bit pricey. Don't quote me, but I'll look into that. But yeah, I don't think this is really necessary. I mean, hyaluronic acid, you can have that in your moisturizer. You don't really need a primer that has hyaluronic acid by itself. Our body naturally does produce hyaluronic acid. We produce hyaluronic acid in our skin. It is one of the acids that are produced by our skin cells, so don't feel pressured. As long as you're eating your leafy vegetables and you're eating your fruits, you will be producing enough hyaluronic acid. However, if you feel like you have more dull skin, definitely invest in products that do have a higher content of hyaluronic acid. So yeah, this device I wouldn't push for at all.
All right, so normally right after I've done the NuFace, I will go right into a moisturizer, because the NuFace is essentially a hyaluronic acid serum. And you want to lock in that hydration that you're getting from it, because it's a humectant. You don't want it to actually, take out the moisture from your actual skin. So you want to lock it in, and that's what your moisturizer is going to do. This moisturizer is by Biossance. It's their Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. I've been using this for a couple of years. I go back to it. It's not fragranced, which I think is super important when you're doing, especially treatments like the laser treatment and everything. And also for the next step that you guys will see, it's going to be retinol. I also just like Squalane. I really do. I think it works very well on my skin. So I'm locking everything in. I tend to like wipe and then pat, so I'm not just smearing it off of my skin. And I don't really go up, but I definitely pat it. And truly, it's just so that it really goes on my skin and I'm not wiping it off. To me, moisturizer is really important. It is a non-negotiable for me. And I know some people with like oily skin will say that they don't need to, but the oil that you produce is completely different than the moisturizer that you're gonna use.
Okay, it looks like Squalane is the active ingredient in her moisturizer, and I love Squalane. Squalane has really great properties to it. It is an amazing emollient. It is a natural antioxidant. It helps to eliminate wrinkles with consistent use of it. It also helps to eliminate scars, reverse UV damage, lighten freckles, erase skin, pigmentation. It's just really a great ingredient to have. So that's great. She's mentioned also how much she loves moisturizing her skin. Moisturization is great, especially for her since she does have dry skin. Moisturization is key for her. She needs to keep moisturizing. I will also mention, if you are an older woman, it's more likely for you to have dry skin, because the older you get, the less hyaluronic acid our skin does produce. So it's important to moisturize and just get that moisture in. But if you do have oily skin, definitely maybe tone down a little bit on the moisturization. For me, I do get oily in my T-zone, so I try to just do all the oils on like the outside of my skin, like like on these areas, but then I try not to put too much moisture on my T-zone area. Again, remember, skincare is subjective to you. Do tailor your skincare to you and only you. Try not to copy other people's skincare, because this might be quite damaging to your skin as well.
One of the big issues I find in skincare is that people aren't patient. They want to see results immediately, and they don't want to go through like the steps, like the baby steps that you're supposed to go through. And it's so important to have patience. It's actually something I had to learn. I didn't have any patience. And what we tend to find is that people will just go like balls to the wall. Like they're kind of like, I'm just gonna go with this. I'm gonna go from like 0 skincare routine to like a 12-step skincare routine, or I'm gonna introduce a really strong retinoid into my skincare routine, but I'm gonna use it every single night and not, watch how my skin reacts to it. And then they end up with this irritation. Their skin is breaking. It's dry. It's flaking. They're getting breakouts. Half the time it's usually what we're doing to our skin that's making our skin have some kind of a bad reaction. So my biggest advice to everybody is to be patient. All right, so I went out and bought this.
I love that she said that about, being patient with skincare, because I know it can be frustrating when you're not seeing results, but if you trust the product you're using, just stick to it and you will see results over time. It's been a process, because for me too, like I have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my skin, especially on my face, and just like my hoo-ha area. But yeah, it's just, and that's from shaving also, but it's just a lot of patience that you have to practice as a skincare newbie, especially if you're new in this. Just try to be really patient, just trust the process, it will happen. Don't expect to go from bad skin and then tomorrow have amazing skin just because you're using product A, B, C. It doesn't work like that. It takes a lot of patience to see results, so just be patient and you get there.
All right, so I went out and bought this. I actually have like a whole collection of different retinoids that I'm going to start introducing into my routine. This is kind of strong though, so I don't need a lot. I actually just bought a sample size because I know I'm not going to use it for too long. It's 1% retinol. It's by Drunk Elephant. It's their A Passioni retinol cream. And what I want to show you guys, this is the important part. 1% is kind of strong, and that's more than I'm probably going to end up using. So I want to show you guys this. When someone says use a pea size of your retinoid, truly, when you're just starting off, I'm only going to use this once a week for the next couple of weeks because I'm just getting back into the retinoid game. It's been over a year because I was pregnant. It felt like I was like forever pregnant, and I'm just gonna, smear it together. I'm just gonna tap it into my skin, and I'm actually going to avoid my neck because I've been getting these laser treatments. The neck is really, really a sensitive area, and you don't want to make it too sensitive. So I know that I'm still trying to get back into this, and I know I'm doing these laser treatments, and the skin is thinner in your neck area, so you don't want to necessarily get it there. I got my moisturizer there, I got my my HA serum there, so it has some treatment and it's good to go right now. I will eventually use a little bit of retinol there later on, but I don't need to right now. And I'm tapping around my eyes because I don't use an eye cream at night. I feel like I'm getting everything I need for my skin in this whole routine. And it doesn't have to be an elaborate routine for it to be an effective routine.
Okay, so retinol, I do use retinol myself because I do have hyperpigmentation, like I mentioned. Retinol is great for hyperpigmentation. It just really is an amazing product for hyperpigmentation and for pores. If you have bigger pores, it helps to tighten those pores a little bit more. It kind of works the same as niacinamide. It also has brightening properties. It's just an amazing product overall. I use Retin-A. I used the prescribed one from the doctor because retinol wasn't doing anything for me. She is using 1% retinol, and I guess she is seeing results, but for me, I had to go to the doctor and get Retin-A because I think I said retinol before, but no, I use Retin-A because that's the only thing that has worked for me and I've seen physical results. So just if you use retinol and you feel like you're not seeing the results, continuously using it and you're not seeing results, definitely go to your dermatologist and get a prescribed retinol, which is called Retin-A, and I guarantee you to see results. Bear in mind, you cannot use retinol when you're pregnant. Absolutely no. She just said it. Don't do that at all.
I'm always surprised when I see these routines because especially celebrities, you would think that they would be on some kind of a retinoid because it's really the only proven ingredient to truly make you look like you're youthful and have bouncy skin that's like, even skin tone and everything. I actually could not wait to get back on retinol. People might ask, do I put stuff on my chest area and everything? And I actually do believe you have to bring your skincare down to like your nipples. That's basically your face, really. But, we're on camera and everything. I actually have a whole nighttime skincare routine for my body as well. But another thing people might ask is why I put the retinol after my moisturizer. I actually will let my moisturizer sink in a little bit more. And the reason why you want your moisturizer to sink in is because when you're easing into it, if your skin is still damp, it actually helps the ingredient, the active ingredient, which in this case is retinol, absorb into your skin and penetrate a little bit deeper. And so it'll work stronger. So while I'm easing into it, I don't want it to be as effective. I'm trying to essentially, dilute it and then get my skin used to it. And then eventually I'll start to pick it up and use it more. Maybe I'll put it on before my moisturizer. Maybe I won't use a moisturizer. So everything's gonna change, but this is where I'm at right now because I only stopped breastfeeding. just recently. So I'm just getting back into this game.
I love that she mentioned about putting the retinol after her moisturizer. I've never heard that, where, you know, it helps for the penetration of the retinol a little bit better. Maybe I should try that and maybe I'll see better results. But that's a really good tip. See, that's why I watch these videos also, because it helps me learn something I didn't know, and I didn't know that. That's really good to know because, like I said, I do use Retin-A, and it just is an amazing tip to have, just because I use that every night. So I will definitely add that into my routine for sure.
And then I always finish with some kind of a lip balm. This one is from Innisfree. It's a sleeping mask, and I just like my nighttime lip balm to be something thick, because, you know, I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm not gonna reapply it for hours, hopefully, unless I wake up because of a baby. That does happen.
I'm definitely gonna check out that lip balm also. I just love a good lip balm recommendation because I'm obsessed with lip balms. I do like to get the lips moisturized, especially in this cold season where humidity is really low and your lips get really chapped pretty quickly. So it's very good to have a really good handy lip balm that'll keep those lips moisturized and juicy.
I guess a couple tips that I want to leave you guys with. One, if you're going to introduce some kind of an active, especially retinol, you absolutely need to use your sunscreen in the morning. We don't get to see what people are doing in the morning when we see their nighttime routine. You have to use sunscreen anyway. It is probably the most important anti-aging ingredient you can use and product you can use in your entire routine is protect yourself from the sun and the UV rays, but especially if you're making your skin more sensitive by using an active. The second tip I want to say is this is my personal skincare routine. I feel like this is actually a routine that can work for most people, but remember that your skin, everything is personal. It's your skin and you only get your own skin once, right? So you have to be careful with it. You have to make sure that this is a routine that's going to work for you, and you probably have to experiment a little bit. So you can see my hair stayed in place like I wanted it to. That was my nighttime skincare routine, my current nighttime skincare routine. You guys can ask me any questions. I'm probably going to be answering because that's what I do late at night in bed on my phone. I'm wondering who's going to maybe potentially react to my skincare routine. Any takers? Anyway, good night guys, and thanks for watching.
You guys, that's so funny when she said, you know, I'm wondering who's going to react to my skincare routine. Me. But no, this is a really good skincare routine. I have nothing bad to say about it. I think that, you know, she is tailoring her skincare routine to herself for her dry skin, and that's awesome. I wish that more people would do that. That's what everyone should know. And she did mention it. This is really personal. You should make your skincare routine personal to you, and then just have other people, I guess, use your skincare routine to inspire their skincare routine. So yeah, just make sure that you're, you know, following what's personal to you and what works for your skin. But yeah, with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed her skincare routine. Please subscribe if you haven't. See you next time. Bye.